Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is 3rd January 2025. It's a Friday. All of us, I'm sure, are looking for a weekend because lots of things have happened this week. So, this is the pre market commentary for today, where we discuss what happened yesterday and what's likely to happen today and thereafter. Now, I had mentioned yesterday that the market was ripe for a short squeeze, and I had defined also what short squeeze is, and the expectation was it will happen quickly, but we didn't know when it will happen. Now, also the trigger we did not know. Yesterday, it looked like the trigger was the good results of the auto sector, and not only the good results, it also was the commentary. The commentary seemed right. There is also some good news in terms of the microfinance body pushing the number of loans which a person can take from 4 to 3. That parameter has been pushed to April. So that was some sign of relief because as is the market, the banks are doing well now the last quarter because you also got the fourth quarter updates from third quarter updates from Punjab National Bank, which is very, very good. And one expects the other updates which will come will be good. So, all in all, we had the market extremely oversold with the FII sitting at 86%, 86 to 87% of shorts. Nobody expecting any bullishness, people wanting to sell at every rally, and the market, as usual, surprised them. As I said before, in the past, the market has gone up about 10% from where such situations have been there. Now, whether it will go up 10%, because 10% means an all time high, I don't know. But all I was expecting yesterday was that there will be a short squeeze, and it has happened. Now that it has happened, is this the end of the short squeeze, or are we going to get a follow up buying? Is what we need to look at. Now, what I look at technically is what I call the VWAP, volume weighted average price for the Nifty futures yesterday was 24,128. Now, yesterday I think it closed at 24,280. So it is likely that in the next couple of days, this number will be tested unless it is a breakaway gap. We don't know as of now whether it will be a breakaway gap or whether it was a false rally yesterday because it crossed the 200, 50, and 100, whatever, all the moving averages it crossed. And it scared the FIS so much from 86 and odd, they've come down to 80% short. So there's still 80% short, which is quite high. However, whether the local institutions will come to buy or sell at this juncture is what we have to see. So I would like to look at it being cautiously bullish. If it opens with a gap and the opening lows are held, and that I think will give us more confidence to go into the next week. Please note that today is also the weekly expiry of the Sensex. So remember this number 24,128 before just jumping. So markets had closed yesterday. It gained second straight session 24,200 intraday. It reclaimed, but it fell below that. Nifty, Sensex nearly 2% higher. Ex Nifty Media, all sectoral indices and higher. Nifty Auto was the leader. It was the laggard. I had mentioned this many times that it is a laggard. So anytime there could be some interesting things happening there. We are long in Bajaj Auto and Maruti on a swing trading, swing trading portfolio. Sensex also gained nearly 1,500 points. Mid cap went up close to 657 points. Auto stocks, as I said, iShares did very well, hit a record high up nearly 9%. Maruti went up as a single day surge in July 2024. Even Bajaj Auto did well finally, even though the numbers were not that great, but management commentary was good. Bajaj Twins rose on, they went up 7%, which is, I think, one of the highest in the last few years. Petronet fell down because of some bad news on that. And as I said, PNB and CSB Bank also, they got a positive update from commentary from the management. Force Motors, 10% higher because they got an order for ambulances. Now, Blinkit has come into the market with 10-minute ambulance delivery. I think this is what I was expecting. these quick delivery, quick commerce guys to get into utility services. And this, I feel, is a big market getting into ambulance delivery, ambulance as well as the hearse. You see, today is so difficult to get an ambulance on time, so difficult to get a hearse. Even in life and death, the poor individual has to suffer. So if somebody could do even the as far as the hearse is concerned, then there is good money to be made there. So Adani Green went up because of Naidu's comments. Chandrababu Naidu, who said, "I want to see proof before I take action against Adani," and market breadth was firmly in favor of advances. Advance decline was 2:1. FIs came back with a bang, surprisingly, 1,500 crores buying. DIs did not do much at 22 crores, flatlining there. Global equities. Now, FIs have to be watched because it could be a one-day wonder. So I would be a little careful in looking at what FIs are doing. As far as US markets are concerned, they opened very bright, but I think the terror attack has cooled the markets down. So they fell down significantly and they bounced back, but still all of them closed in the red because today the FBI says it is a terror attack. So that will be an overhang on global markets, especially on the US markets, especially that terror attack happened before the Trump Towers. So people will be jittery. So I think there will be subdued activity today and even the next week in US. India is a different ballgame altogether. Europe did very well today, even though Japan is closed. Hong Kong has done well. Korea has gone up 40%, 40 points. It's done well. So by and large, the Asian markets are good. US futures are positive. Yesterday also US futures were positive, but after that revelation by the FBI, I think everything cooled down there. Oil is a bugbear. It has gone up above 76. Gold moved up. Silver is still struggling below 30. So that is as far as the overall situation is concerned. The Jeffries Greed Fear report which has come. So Asia ex Japan long only portfolio. This is 49% is invested in India, which is huge. Portfolio primarily get long-term domestic demand. See, I think most people are now looking at domestic demand rather than export. Export also should do well, especially pharma, because the rupee is weakening. Every day it's hitting a new record, which is not surprising because the rupee has to go to its natural route, which should be another 5% from here, which means up to 90 it can go. Only above 90 one should begin to worry. So portfolio is primarily great, and then long only portfolio outperformed since inception by 87%. So they would like to keep India long only. In global long only portfolio, they have 21% exposure to India, which is again very huge. And in terms of CLSA India strategy, they are looking bargain hunting for 2025, which means mostly stock specific rather than index. They're adding Tata Motors, NTPC, Nestle, and Britannia to the India focused portfolio. Surprisingly, they have removed HDFC Bank. They are forecasting muted returns for Nifty in 2025. So they're expecting things not that great, but nevertheless, overall stock specific is what they're going. That is what we are also doing. So they are also concerned about the underperformance of actual capex. I think their worries will get over because government is pushing more into capex. So they have cut overweight in banks. This is again a surprise because most Indian large investors are overweight into bank. They're overweight in commodities and insurance. Commodities stocks have not performed well actually. They have a discretionary industrials and healthcare and IT are big underweights. So by and large, the foreign brokerages, bullish on India. So that should augur well. Beginning of the year, so allocations may happen. So that should also keep the spirits alive. And yesterday, in one fell swoop, we have taken away 250 EMA, which should augur well. However, VWAP of what I mentioned, the VWAP is what we need to keep in mind. So the VWAP is, again, I repeat, is 24,128. So 24,128 is what we have to keep in mind on Nifty futures. And if it holds, then I think we should be in for good times. So we were bullish yesterday. We bought into, as I said, Bajaj Auto and Maruti. We will continue to be bullish, but we will, as usual, buy on declines. Today could be a crucial day. Let us see whether, incidentally, the GIFT Nifty is talking of about 90 points down. Let us see where it goes. But I am cautiously bullish. I'll be careful today, watchful, and whatever you do today, I hope it is successful. And thank you for joining me, and have a happy weekend.